Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Sahira Mujtaba and with me is Anita Anand with the midday news. The headlines. Efforts on by the government to augment the supply of oxygen in the country. Indian Air Force joins the FX. More than 13 crore 23 lakh people administered COVID-19 vaccines in the country so far. Over 3 lakh 14,000 fresh COVID-19 cases recorded in the country. More than 1 lakh 78,000 people recover from COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. Health Safety Week begins in Jharkhand to check the spike in COVID-19 cases. All-party meeting underway in Assam to discuss the COVID situation. Polling underway for 6th phase assembly elections in West Bengal. 57.3% polling recorded so far. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address Leaders Summit on Climate today. And in IPL cricket, Royal Challengers Bangalore to take on Rajasthan Royals this evening. As the number of COVID cases is on the rise again, we appeal to our listeners not to lower their guard, take all precautions and all those above 45 years to get vaccinated without any hesitation. Stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news. The government has stepped up efforts to augment the supply of oxygen in the country amidst the recent spike in COVID-19 in the country. The Indian Air Force has been pressed into action to augment the government's efforts to contain COVID-19 in the country. IAF has now started airlifting oxygen containers, cylinders, essential medicines, equipment and medical personnel to assist the government in combating the pandemic. The Air Force also airlifted doctors and nursing staff from Kochi, Mumbai, Vizag and Bengaluru for the establishment of a DRDO COVID-19 makeshift hospital in Delhi. The IAF has also airlifted DRDO oxygen containers from Bengaluru for COVID centers in Delhi. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh had directed all defence establishments on Tuesday to ramp up efforts and assist civil authorities in extending all possible assistance to people across the country. The Defence Minister attended a video conference with top ministerial officials, including Service Chiefs and Chief of Defence Staff Bipin Rawat. A roadmap to assist state governments was drawn during this meeting. The Defence Minister also suggested that retired military doctors and nursing staff be enlisted for assistance if they volunteer. Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has said that the city is facing oxygen crisis for the past several days and the government is taking every possible step to ensure the uninterrupted supply of oxygen. Addressing a press conference in New Delhi today, he thanked the central government for providing necessary assistance in supplying medical oxygen to Delhi's hospitals.
हम सभी मिलके एक साथ सारी सरकारें, केंद्र सरकार, सारी राज्य सरकारें हम मिलके काम करेंगे, एक भारत बन के काम करेंगे कोरोना को हराने के लिए। हमें पूरी दुनिया के सामने दिखा देना है कि विश्व में सबसे ज्यादा कोविड केसेस भारत में होने के बावजूद कैसे भारत के लोगों ने, यहाँ की सरकारों ने मिलके कैसे इस आपदा से लड़ाई की।
The Chief Minister said the centre has increased the city's quota of oxygen yesterday. He said Delhi currently needs 700 tons per day and the Union government has increased the quota of oxygen to 480 tons per day from 378 tons. He urged the state government to cooperate in supplying oxygen. Meanwhile, Delhi's Health Minister has said that city's hospitals are still facing shortage of oxygen and ICU beds and the situation is not comfortable. More details from our correspondent.
As the national capital is facing the 4th wave of COVID-19 pandemic, the situation is worsening day by day in Delhi. At present, the city is registering around 24 to 25,000 cases daily, which are the highest since the outbreak of pandemic. Due to the sudden spike in cases, the medical infrastructure is witnessing tremendous pressure. COVID patients and their relatives are facing immense difficulties in finding beds in the hospital. Shortages of beds and oxygen have aggravated plight of people. Several hospitals have reported shortage of ICU beds and medical oxygen supply. Keeping in view the demands of ICU beds and medical oxygen, the central government has intensified its efforts for strengthening the medical infrastructure in the city. Thousands of beds have been increased in central government hospitals for COVID patients in Delhi within a month. Recently, DRDO facility in Dhaula Kuan, having 250 ICU beds, was made operational for the COVID patients. Besides, the center has also increased the quota of medical oxygen for Delhi to fulfill the growing demands of oxygen. Bhupender Singh, AIR News, Delhi.
The record spike in coronavirus cases has increased the COVID-19 active caseload in several states and union territories in the second wave of the pandemic. The Health Ministry has said a record number of over 314,000 fresh cases have been reported in the country within 24 hours. This is the highest number of new cases registered in a single day since the outbreak of the pandemic in the country. With this, cumulative positive cases crossed 1,59 lakh mark. The ministry has said at present there are over 22,91,000 active cases in the country, which comprises 14.38% of the total positive cases. Recovery rate stands at 84.45%. The ministry informed that more than 1,78,000 people have recovered from the coronavirus infection in the last 24 hours. So far, more than 1,34 lakh patients have recovered from this infectious disease. The country has also touched the grim record of highest number of deaths in a single day. A total of 2,104 deaths have been reported in the country in the last 24 hours, taking the toll to over 1,84,000 across the country. COVID-19 vaccination drive is smoothly progressing in the country. The Health and Family Welfare Ministry has said more than 22 lakh doses of COVID-19 vaccine were administered to the beneficiaries in the last 24 hours. The ministry has said that over 13 crore 23 lakh people have been inoculated with COVID-19 vaccine jabs in the country so far.
The registration process for COVID vaccination to all above 18 years will start soon. All those eligible can register on CoWIN portal, cowin.gov.in. In a tweet, Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan asked the people to be ready as the registration process will commence in the next few days for the third phase of COVID vaccination starting from the 1st of next month. In this phase, vaccination will continue as before in Government of India vaccination centres free of cost to the eligible population, including healthcare workers, frontline workers and all people above 45 years of age. During this phase, vaccine manufacturers will supply 50% of their monthly release doses to the central government, and they will be free to supply the remaining 50% doses to states as well as in the open market. Trinamool Congress Supremo and Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, has demanded one price for the COVID-19 vaccines across the nation. Addressing a public meeting at Tapon of South Dinajpur district today, she criticized the centre for allowing different prices and claimed that every Indian should be given COVID vaccine free of cost, irrespective of age, caste, creed or location. She also tweeted the same and said that the Government of India must fix one price for the vaccine, irrespective of who pays it, centre or the states. The state recorded the highest single-day spike with over 10,000 new cases, taking the total COVID count to 6,88,956. Kolkata recorded 2,568 new cases, followed by North 24 Parganas, which reported 2,149 new cases. 58 fresh fatalities were reported in the past 24 hours from the state. Maximum 14 from the North 24 Parganas district, where polling is being held during the 6th phase of assembly elections today. According to the data released by the State Health Department last evening, more than 8,000 beds have been arranged across 70 hospitals to treat COVID patients. More than 10,000 people are in home isolation.
Assam Chief Minister Sarbanand Sonowal is holding an all-party meeting in Guwahati now on COVID situation. Health Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, State Congress President Ripun Bora, Chief Secretary and DDP among others are attending the meeting. All the representatives of various political parties have given their views on the steps to be taken to contain the spike in COVID cases. Assam recorded 1,665 cases during the last 24 hours. The Health Department has taken steps to increase the number of ICU beds in various hospitals in Guwahati. Arunachal Pradesh reported 73 fresh COVID-19 cases on Wednesday, taking the state's caseload to 17,186. On the other hand, 16 patients were discharged, taking the total recoveries to 16,851. Active cases stood at 279 and 56 fatalities have been recorded so far.
Telangana reported 5,567 fresh COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours. According to the state COVID bulletin, 23 more persons succumbed to COVID-19 and other comorbidities, taking the death toll in the state to 1,899. While the recovery rate further dipped to 86.16% from over 98% a month ago. 2,251 more people recovered from COVID-19. This took the total recoveries in the state to 3,21,788. The state has currently over 49,000 active cases. In Jharkhand, the Health Safety Week begins from today to break the chain of COVID-19 infection. People have been advised to stay at home and not to move out without necessary work. Essential services and medical services continue to function. More details from our correspondent.
In Jharkhand, the Health Safety Week has begun from 6 a.m. in the morning today till 6 a.m. in the morning on April 29th. While unnecessary movement has been restricted in the state, only essential services, medical services, agricultural, industrial, mining and construction activities have been permitted. The state-level bankers committee has also decided to reduce the working hours of all public sector banks in Jharkhand to 4 hours from 10 a.m. in the morning to 2 p.m. in the afternoon to break the chain of spread of COVID-19 infection. The state government has requested people to not panic in the situation and follow the mandatory restrictions. Meanwhile, the state government has facilitated 2,124 oxygen-supported hospital beds in the most affected areas to handle the COVID-19 pandemic situation. A 300-bedded oxygen concentrator-supported special COVID-19 ward has also become functional in Ranchi district. Shilpi, AIR News, Ranchi.
In Chhattisgarh, the cases of corona infection may be increasing steadily, but a silver lining is that now more patients are recovering fast. In the last 4 days, 56,323 new corona-infected patients have been identified in Chhattisgarh, while 57,908 patients have recovered during this period and discharged after treatment in hospital or in home isolation. However, the number of deaths from corona infection is still a concern. In the last 4 days, 699 people have died due to corona infection in Chhattisgarh. The efforts are being made by the state government to increase the supply of medical oxygen required for the treatment of corona-infected patients in Chhattisgarh. State Health Minister T.S. Singhdeo said that the government aims to provide a total of 13,000 oxygenated beds in the state.
मात्रा में ऑक्सीजन निर्माण हो रहा है, उसको सप्लाई करने के लिए जो ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर हमको जंबो सिलेंडर चाहिए, उनकी कमी है और उसकी व्यवस्था हो रही है और बिस्तरों में पहुंचाने के लिए ऑक्सीजन को एक बार जंबो सिलेंडर्स मिल जाएंगे तो पाइपलाइन वगैरह जितनी हमने लगाई है और बढ़ाते जा रहे हैं, वो व्यवस्था चल रही है। करीब 13,000 बिस्तरों का हमने ऑक्सीजनेटेड का लक्ष्य रखा है। 7,000 करीब बन चुके हैं, 6,000 और तैयार हो जाएंगे।
Effective steps are being taken by the Madhya Pradesh government for arrangements of control and treatment of COVID-19. More from our Bhopal correspondent.
More than 41,200 patients are currently in home isolation in the state. Home delivery of medical kit is being done to every home isolated patient. So far, 136 COVID care centers have been established in all 52 districts of the state. Arrangements are also being made for beds, water, food, medicines, medical staff, music, yoga, meditation, etc. at each COVID care center. The number of beds in government and non-government medical centers of the state is constantly increasing. Currently, 45,729 beds are available. In the last 20 days, 25,570 beds have been increased. Pooja Pivardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
You're listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Efforts on by the government to augment the supply of the oxygen in the country. Indian Air Force joins the efforts. More than 13 crore 23 lakh people administered COVID-19 vaccines in the country so far. Over 3,14,000 fresh COVID-19 cases recorded in the country. More than 1,78,000 people recover from COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. Health Safety Week begins in Jharkhand to check the spike in COVID-19 cases. All-party meeting underway in Assam to discuss the COVID situation. Polling underway for 6th-phase assembly elections in West Bengal, 57.3% polling recorded so far. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address Leaders Summit on Climate today, and in IPL cricket, Royal Challengers Bangalore to take on Rajasthan Royals this evening. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Welcome back. You're listening to Midday News. In Maharashtra, stringent curfews will be imposed from 8 p.m. tonight to contain the spread of COVID-19. The imposition of these restrictions comes at a time when Maharashtra recorded more than 67,000 cases yesterday and 568 deaths. It is for the second time in less than a week that the state has logged above 67,000 cases of COVID. Maharashtra Health Minister Rajesh Tope said that the state government is gradually heading towards imposing a stricter lockdown. He said non-essential inter-district movement of people will not be allowed under any circumstance. More in this report from our Mumbai correspondent.
The SOP states that in case of state secretariat and central government offices in Mumbai metropolitan region, the head of the department can decide for high attendance after seeking permission for the same from the CEO of Maharashtra Disaster Management Authority. As far as intercity and inter-district movement of private buses are concerned, the bus service operator will have to restrict the stoppages to maximum 2 in a city and shall inform the local DMA. At the stoppages where passengers are alighting, all passengers shall be stamped on the hand for 14 days home quarantine. The stamping will have to be done by the operator himself. The local disaster management authority may decide on conducting a rapid antigen test at the alighting point by appointing one of the authorized labs to give these services. The cost of the test will be borne by the passenger or by the service provider. Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Gujarat, the 900-bed dedicated COVID care hospital being set up at Gujarat University's Convention and Exhibition Centre in Ahmedabad will conduct a dry run today. Dedicated COVID care hospital being set up in collaboration with DRDO and state government is likely to start admitting patients by this weekend. Our Ahmedabad correspondent reports that the work of the hospital has been completed on a war footing. More from our correspondent.
The dedicated COVID care hospital with 900 beds facility is coming up in Ahmedabad at a time when COVID-19 cases in the city are piling up. If dry run goes well, the facility is expected to ease the burden on public hospitals that are witnessing long queues of COVID patients. The dedicated COVID care hospital with 900 oxygen-equipped beds will have ICU facilities with ventilators on 150 beds. The hospital has a provision for expansion of 500 more beds. Gujarat government has already started the recruitment of medical and healthcare staff, including 200 staff nurses, to support the medical officers of DRDO. Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
CPIM leader Sitaram Yechury's son Ashish Yechury passed away this morning due to COVID-19. He was 34. President Ramnath Kovind has expressed deep grief on the untimely demise of CPM leader Sitaram Yechury's son Ashish Yechury. President extended condolences to the family members and loved ones of the departed soul and prayed to God to give strength to them to bear the irreparable loss. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed condolences. Dr. Balbir Singh of Max Hospital in New Delhi, participating in an AIR program on COVID-19, has said that only few high-risk patients need hospitalization for COVID treatment.
उन पेशेंट्स हैं जो रिस्क पे हैं आईसीयू जाने के, जिनको एज मोर देन 60 हो, कोमॉर्बिडिटीज जैसे डायबिटीज या वजन ज्यादा हो, बीपी की बीमारी हो, हार्ट के मरीज हो, कैंसर के ट्रीटमेंट हो चुका है पहले, ये ग्रुप हाई रिस्क ग्रुप गिना जाता है. इसको भी सबको नहीं जाना हॉस्पिटल. इनमें भी कुछ पेशेंट्स हैं जो हॉस्पिटल जाएंगे जिनको सांस फूल रहा है, जिनका ऑक्सीजन सैचुरेशन 94 से कंसिस्टेंटली नीचे जा रहा है. एक 6 मिनट वॉक टेस्ट होता है जो आप खुद कर सकते हैं, तो आपको पता लग जाएगा कि आप चल पा रहे हैं कि नहीं. 6 मिनट अगर आप लेटे रहेंगे तो आपको शायद सिम्टम्स नहीं पता चलेंगे. तो ये सिंपल चीजें हैं जो बता सकते हैं कि कौन होम आइसोलेशन में रहेगा, कौन हॉस्पिटल जाए.
In poll-bound West Bengal, polling for the sixth phase of assembly elections is progressing smoothly. The average voter turnout was registered at 57.3% till 1:30 p.m. Polling, which began at 7 a.m., will conclude at 6:30 p.m. 43 assembly seats spread over 4 districts are going to polls today. The state is witnessing 8-phase elections. All necessary facilities and security arrangements have been made to ensure free and fair polling during this phase. The voter verifiable paper audit trail VVPAT is being used along with electronic voting machines EVMs at every polling station with a view to enhance the transparency and credibility of the election process, and the availability of adequate number of EVMs and VVPATs has already been ensured for the smooth conduct of elections. And now let's go over live to our correspondent Sudhindra, who is in Barrackpore. Sudhindra, can you briefly tell how is polling progressing over there?
Yes, sir. Overall, the polling is peaceful except for minor incidents of scuffle and crowd unrest in some places. Then there were a few incidents of EVM not functioning, but which were rectified later quickly. And I could see large queue in many booths since morning, indicating a brisk voting percentage. Then security was really tight in some of the sensitive booths with webcasting facility being provided there. Saira.
Well, Sudhindra, what are the arrangements made by the Election Commission, keeping in view the recent spike in COVID-19 cases?
Well, yes, the voters on an average are conscious about the COVID protocol, and I could see the voters wearing masks, wash their hands with sanitizers and maintain social distance wherever possible. And the booths, most of the booths had these 3 ASHA workers standing at the entry wearing PPT kit, who are checking the temperature of voter, and another one was pouring the sanitizers and giving them the plastic gloves. Then the voters, after their fingers were inked, then they went in wearing the plastic glove, and they pressed whichever candidate they want to vote for in the EVM. So this process I could see, and then security really played a key role in regulating the crowd and enabling only one person to enter after showing the relevant document and following COVID protocol, Saira.
And Sudhindra, we know that this is the 6th phase of polling in 4 districts in the state. What are the major issues that dominated in this phase?
Yes, development and unemployment dominated the core issue during this West Bengal election. The BJP is targeting the incumbent TMC over Tolabaji, that is extortion, or cut money and syndicate raj and appeasement politics. TMC also has to deal, with anti-incumbency after its 10-year rule. And Mamata Banerjee-led TMC is banking on its welfare schemes like Dore Sarkar, Swastho Sathi and Kanyashri. And it is also playing a narrative of outsider versus insider. Saira.
Thank you, Sudhindra, for that update. The Election Commission has deployed 779 companies of Central Forces for the 6th phase of Assembly elections in West Bengal. The Commission has deployed 107 companies of Central Forces for Barrackpore constituency alone, which has a history of violence in the last few elections. The highest deployment of 278 companies of Central Forces has been done in North 24 Parganas district, followed by 181 companies in North Dinajpur district, 163 companies in Naudya district, and 157 companies in East Bardhaman district. The Commission said the move is aimed at conducting the elections in a peaceful and free and fair manner.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will participate and make his remarks in the Leaders Summit on Climate today. Prime Minister, along with 40 global leaders, are participating in this 2-day-long summit at the invitation of US President Joe Biden. The summit will be held virtually, and the theme on which the global leaders will be speaking is Our Collective Spirit to 2030. More details from our correspondent.
The Leaders Summit on Climate is being considered as one of the key events on climate before the UN Climate Change Conference of the Parties, COP26, which is scheduled to be held in Glasgow later this year. US President Joe Biden proved his will towards the issue of climate change on the very first day he took office as the president. He brought back United States of America to the Paris Agreement, the most significant treaty on climate change. US President's call to organize Leaders Summit is an initiative to gather galvanize efforts by the major economies to tackle the climate crisis and to catalyze efforts that keep the goal of not overstepping the 1.5-degree change in global temperature intact. The leaders participating in the summit represent countries which are member of the Major Economies Forum and those vulnerable to climate change. The leaders will also exchange views on climate change, enhancing climate actions, mobilizing finance towards climate change and mitigation, and also pushing towards technological innovations for clean energy. India is the only country which has overachieved its targets as per the Paris Agreement and continues its commitment to switch to renewable energy resources. Anand Chaturvedi, AIR News, Delhi.
5 persons died in a train accident in Shahjahanpur district of Uttar Pradesh this morning. The accident took place around 5 this morning when Lucknow-bound Chandigarh Express collided with a truck at a crossing in the district. 5 people died on the spot while 1 injured was admitted to the hospital and is reported to be out of danger. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has directed officials to provide ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees each to the next of kin of the deceased. The track has been cleared by railways and the teams are working on to clear the downed track also. All passengers of Chandigarh Express have been sent to the destinations by railways.
Noted Islamic scholar Maulana Wahiduddin Khan has passed away. He was 96. He breathed his last at a private hospital in Delhi yesterday. President Ramnath Kovind has expressed grief over the demise of renowned Islamic scholar Maulana Wahiduddin Khan. In a tweet today, the President said, a recipient of Padma Vibhushan, Maulana Wahiduddin Khan made significant contributions to peace, harmony and reforms in the society. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed condolences over the passing away of the Islamic scholar. The Sensex and the Nifty today witnessed modest gains in afternoon trade amid positive global cues. The Sensex at Bombay Stock Exchange rose 174 points or 0.36% to trade at 47,880. The Nifty at National Stock also gained 63 points or 0.44% to trade at 14,359. The rupee at the foreign exchange market also appreciated 50 paise to 74 rupees 96 paise against the US dollar in afternoon deals.
In IPL cricket, Royal Challengers Bangalore will take on Rajasthan Royals in Mumbai at 7:30 p.m. today. Last night, Chennai Super Kings beat Kolkata Knight Riders by 18 runs in Mumbai. Put into bat first, Chennai made 220 runs for the 3 wickets in 20 overs. In reply, KKR were bundled out for 202 in 19.1 overs. In another match yesterday, Sunrisers Hyderabad defeated Punjab Kings by 9 wickets in Chennai.
And now let's take a look at the weather forecast for the day. National capital Delhi will have a mainly clear sky with maximum temperature rising to 35 degrees Celsius. It recorded a minimum of 19 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have a partly cloudy sky. Maximum temperature will be around 33 degrees Celsius, while it registered a minimum of 26 degrees. Chennai will have a partly cloudy sky as well, with maximum temperature rising to 34 degrees Celsius from minimum of 29 degrees. Kolkata will have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of thunder lightning. The maximum temperature is expected to be 37 degrees Celsius, with minimum temperature recorded at 28 degrees. Srinagar is expected to have thunderstorm with rain. Maximum temperature will be around 15 degrees, while minimum was 9 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Maximum temperature will be around 25 degrees Celsius, while minimum was 16 degrees Celsius. Leh will have light snowfall. Maximum temperature will be around 4 degrees, while minimum temperature was -4 degrees. Gilgit is expected to have a generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Maximum temperature will be around 25 degrees Celsius, while minimum temperature was 10 degrees. Muzaffarabad is expected to have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Temperatures will rise from a minimum of 12 degrees to a maximum of 25 degrees Celsius. Dehradun will have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm. Maximum temperature will be around 32 degrees Celsius, while minimum temperature was recorded at 16 degrees. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Efforts on by the government to augment the supply of oxygen in the country. Indian Air Force joins the FS. More than 13 crore 23 lakh people administered COVID-19 vaccines in the country so far. Over 3,14,000 fresh COVID-19 cases recorded in the country. More than 1,78,000 people recover from COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. Health Safety Week begins in Jharkhand to check the spike in COVID-19 cases. All-party meeting underway in Assam to discuss the COVID situation. Polling underway for 6th phase assembly elections in West Bengal. 57.3% polling recorded so far. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address Leaders Summit on Climate today. And in IPL cricket, Royal Challengers Bangalore to take on Rajasthan Royals this evening. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the midday news.